Winter can be a tricky time to keep riding, keep your fitness and motivation up. With short days, wet, cold weather, the instinct is to just stay inside, curl up and hibernate.
What's the best way to overcome this? Well, some do stay indoors and forget their riding altogether. Some head indoors and get on the trainer, which can be a good thing. But I think the best way to keep that motivation going is to head out and take in all this. I mean, you'd be missing beautiful days like this otherwise. So in this video, we're going to share with you all a few top tips to beat winter.
Let's get into it. First things first, check the weather forecast and check your diary. Don't just wait till the weekend and look out the window, see it's pretty miserable outside, and then just jump back on the sofa. Pick a time and a day that works for you and put it in your diary and commit to it. Then once you're out there, it's really not that bad. And then follow all our other tips and you will be loving life.
When you're riding in winter, it's so important to look after your bike. And I do find myself coming into my shed or whatever space you may at home have for looking after your bike a bit more, because you do need to take care and make sure you're well prepared. The winter, it does batter your bike, so you want to make sure you don't have any hiccups when you get out on the road. Make sure everything is in top shape and in perfect running order. I do make a few changes to my bike when I'm riding in the winter to make sure I get the most out of any rides that I take on. So I normally opt for slightly wider tyres. I do put mud guards on because I find it just makes you so much warmer, because you're stopping that road spray getting up on your legs, on your body, which does cause you to get cold. And even if it's not raining in the winter, the roads nearly are always wet, especially in the northern hemisphere. And I keep on top of the bike washing too and get all that salt, that muck off, which just gets on the bike every single ride. So do invest in your little workspace, wherever that may be, if it's a shed or perhaps the corridor of your house. You can get away with it with your other half, and keep on top that bike maintenance, and it'll really help you smash winter into spring, if that works. I think that works, yeah. Smash winter into spring.
Okay, this next one, clothing choice, and this brings me back to my first point, where it was check the weather forecast. If it is pretty cold, like it is today, you're going to want to layer up. So today I have my trusty undervest on, a nice long sleeve thermal one, and then I've got another thermal jacket on top, got my bib tights, thick overshoes, they are a must, and I've also got thermal socks on underneath that. I've got my buff and my gloves. These are essential for keeping warm. There is nothing worse than going out on the bike and being cold. It'll ruin your day. So make sure you layer up and equipped for the cold weather. And if it's raining, rain jacket on as well. You never know it's going to rain in the UK, so always take one with you.
Sometimes I think the problem or the issue with winter is that it can be hard to motivate yourself to get out when the weather isn't looking the best. But I think something that's really helped me when I was heading out in those tough conditions is to try and have something quite specific to aim for on the ride. So some sort of focus point, be that a climb or a series of climbs, or maybe specific type of training that you can really head out, nail, focus on that, then call it a day. You don't need to focus on super long rides, but those short rides and intervals can be really beneficial to your fitness and performance. If you're not one for smashing yourself up short steep climbs like I do tend to enjoy, you can also embrace zone 2 training, which is much like endurance training, but you are pushing on that bit more. And as Sai found out when he interviewed today, Pogacar's coach Heyson Milan can be really beneficial to your whole cycling performance. I'm gonna get back to my short climbs though. Oh! Taking down some goals is vitally important in winter time, especially when you get towards January, February in the northern hemisphere. You've been working hard, but also at the same time it can get a little more tricky to motivate yourself when the rain starts to fall, and you're doing that week in, week out. It's easier to say, oh, maybe I'll throw in the towel today and, save it for another one. But I think once you've got some goals written down, it gives you a carrot to work towards, it gives you a reason for getting out there and braving the tougher days, and it keeps your head strong, keeps the motivation high. So get those goals down. For me, it doesn't even have to be an event or a ride. It can be as simple as enjoying a route, or maybe even trying to practice your wheelies, which I still can't really do. I'm getting there, I'm getting close. Today could be the day. No, wait, hold on. Maybe this is the one. Oh, that was good. That was nearly it.
My top tip for riding out in the winter is to find a good cafe. Now, when the weather is a little bit dodgy, there might be a big rain cloud coming over, get yourself to a cafe, get yourself a nice bit of cake and a bit of hot chocolate, sit in there, relax, wait for the rain to pass, and then jump back out. You've avoided the rain. It is a great tip, one of my finest. Another one is to ride home with a tailwind. There is nothing better than finishing a long, grim ride off with a nice tailwind. Now the tailwind's actually going that way, but home is that way, so I'm not sure how I'm going to figure this one out, but I'll find a way. I'll just have to kind of loop round, but I'll figure out. So yeah, I'll find a cafe actually. Now this next one I find myself doing quite a lot in the winter months, especially when it's icy and snowy out on the roads. I escape to the nice warm garage. Well, it's not actually that warm, it's quite cold in here, but after a few minutes of riding you get pretty toasty. But indoor training is a great option if you don't want to head out into the cold, or if the roads are just too dangerous to ride on. You can get a solid workout done in the indoor trainer in the comfort of your own home. And even if you don't have an indoor training setup, you can always, just get a yoga mat, do some yoga, Pilates, or just, a home gym session. There's still so many ways to keeping fit without going out and riding your bike. But I find myself hibernating in this garage quite a lot in the winter. Do you know what I love in the winter, Connor?
What's that man on?
Riding off-road. I'm not talking like downhill tracks, just talking a bit of tame gravel. In the winter months, don't mind getting a little bit muddy, but did bring the wrong bike today.
We didn't bring the tools for the job today, but if you have a gravel bike or maybe an all-road bike where you can put on some chunkier tyres, heading off-road is a great bet in the winter months. I think it keeps things really interesting because you forget how hard you're working. You're just having so much fun on the trails or forest tracks. And also it's a bit slower, so you don't get the wind chill factor as much. You stay warmer as a result than if you're going 40 to 50k an hour fast descents. When it's really cold, the chill does set in easier. Yeah,
it's nice to just have something different, keep motivation up. Exciting.
That's the thing as well, it's about exploring cycling in a different way, so it does keep it fresh, keeps the motivation high, which, as we said in this video, is what it's all about.
Oh yes.
But even on the skinny tyres doesn't stop you having your bit of fun.
Whoa!
So there you go, a few tips to hopefully help you beat winter. It can be easy to get a bit gloomy about the winter months, but when you get a cold, crisp day like this, blue skies out, it's one of the best times to go riding. If you keep your fitness going, you can enjoy it for what it's worth.
Most definitely. But let us know down in that comment section below if you have any of your own tips on how to survive winter, and if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We're going to out enjoy the rest of the day.
I'm going to the cafe.
I'm not sprinting against you, though.
Cafe's this way, Connor. Almond croissant, here I come.
You said cafe? Oh, all right, okay. So they do bacon baps. I like a little bap. Woohoo! I don't know if I can wheelie yet, though.
Don't worry about that.
Nearly nailed it.